Man. All right, we are LIVE. Man, it seemed like we were just on here, man. Like that's oh man, we can see Tim. Look at that.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, baby. I know this was super last minute. You know, the good thing about these lives, you can come back, you can watch this anytime. But I had to see this because I want to see the reactions from people or whatever. So we just want to go over a little bit, and we was just kind of chopping it up. Me and Tim, Chuck just got on, but I appreciate you guys coming on with me. You know, because at the end of the day, I was gonna be on here by myself, and don't nobody want to hear me talk by myself. But man,
That's true, man. That is true.
what is up, old man sneakers with the dope sneaker collection, man. This is he stays in the Florida area, a YouTuber. For everybody that's gonna be in the comment in the live stream tonight, I'm leaving his name up there, old man sneakers. Make sure you guys go and follow him. What's up, bro? Appreciate you tuning in. Smoov 23. Hey, what's up, babies? You was in here last night. Welcome
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. He got a pickup now. He got a picture up there now.
Yeah, got that picture, man. Like, all right, I see you. Hold
He's
on,
like,
man.
you're gonna know what I look like.
That's right, man. That's right. So everybody in the comment section, make sure you guys press that like button, subscribe to the channel, do all those great things. Make sure you share this stream. But let me know in the comment section. Comment if you actually had an opportunity to watch this after the Last Dance recap. I hope you guys had an opportunity to watch it because we got some things we're gonna talk about, man. But first, let's do what we always do. What is up, Simeon? Man, some of my hometown folks. What's up, brother? Appreciate you coming on. Hope everything's good with the family. J.R. Raymond. That boy got his whole government. First the Seminoles, now the Yankees. Boo. I don't know. Oh, he talking about your caps, bro.
Thanks, man.
Well, LeBron, the GOAT, the vintage, as always. Hey,
The
There
vintage.
he goes.
hey, the vintage. Holla at me, man. We're gonna be talking about LeBron and MJ comparison next week. So holla at me, man. I'll DM you later about it. But yeah, man, you the LeBron GOAT fan. So definitely want you to be involved. Hello, share it to watch as a family. What's up, Blake? Appreciate you,
Oh,
man.
is that Blake from Tuesday?
Nah, this
Oh.
my dog Blake. He said records still have to be watched the last episode. Okay, record stuff. Okay, cool. So y'all, man. So let's talk about this. So I'm gonna give you guys my take on the after the Last dance recap. To be honest with you guys, I really enjoyed it, man. Like, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Last Dance, but it was cool. Tim, I know you saying Anthony Anderson stuff like that. I like the Whoopi Goldberg. I like the Anthony Anderson because I feel like it gave me some vibes and some views of people that a little bit older, but they were not involved with actually playing the game. They were spectators and from different aspects and avenues of spectating basketball. So I appreciated that because a lot of times when we talk about this, we love the game. We're talking about stats and stuff like that. They were talking about the impact that MJ had in general, and so I feel like it was dope, man. So a lot of notes was taken. You know what I'm saying? Hey, took a lot of notes. I felt like I was in school because I didn't want to miss nothing on this live. But let me see. Ain't nothing wrong with the Yankees.
There you go, Simeon.
Hey, and right on cue. Let's see. LeBron the GOAT.
The vintage. Come on, bro.
You on the wrong live stream, man.
There's another live the vintage.
my dog. All right, man. So Chuck, man, what I know you kind of caught a little bit of it, not all of it, but what did you take as far as like the time that you actually watched it?
What I enjoyed about it is what you kind of mentioned already about what Whoopi Goldberg had to say about it. Like she wasn't really she really wasn't a hardcore basketball fan, like she said. She was a fan that just enjoyed to watch the game, wasn't necessarily rooting for anyone in particular. So she was just in amazement of seeing how great this guy is. Also, I liked what she brought up about the politics portion of it, saying that he didn't necessarily owe the public a response as far as who he was going for. At the time he was a basketball player. He didn't feel the need to put himself out there like that.
Yeah. my dog Greg Boykins. What? Look out to him, my dog Greg. Welcome to the stream, Greg. Hey, if everybody on the stream, make sure you hit that like button, share the stream, do all those great things. So Tim, go ahead, Chuck.
I was gonna say LeBron fans everywhere, I guess.
Yeah, man, LeBron is in the building, boy. Man, we got them back to back. We got the vintage, and then Greg, two LeBron fans. Hey, this stream might be
they
lit tonight.
They in the wrong live.
Hey, so Tim, what was your take, man?
No, I thought it was good. It was unexpected. I didn't even know that they were going to be having this kind of follow up. So it was nice. It was good to hear, like you kind of said, the perspective of people who lived in that time, in that basketball era, and that weren't players. But I mean, I kind of lived in that era. I mean, I wasn't too young of a jit at the time when Mike was playing. So I do have an appreciation for what he did, and I and I agree. I will say what I really liked about it was, honestly, I kind of liked Shaq's piece. I like the fact how he really kind of, was talking about the Zoom call with however many of the old 90s players were on there, a whole bunch of them. But what I liked about what Shaq said was, one, yeah, the 90s was the greatest era of basketball. But two, he talked about how with Kobe got a chance to not only look at tape and emulate his favorite player and try to craft his game like after his favorite player, he had the opportunity to pick up the phone and actually talk to him. Yeah. So when Kobe said, yeah, that's my big brother, he meant that literally. Like, he was calling him 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, and having him break down in detail.
Yeah, everything. Footwork, exactly.
Everything. And I think that was great. What also was that kind of struck me that Shaq said was, hey, I was in that time period too, but the difference was I didn't pick up the phone to call David Robinson or to call Patrick Ewing or to call, Hakeem, any of them, to try to learn from them. I just was trying to take bits and pieces and craft it into my own game. And I think there's something that the young people especially can take from that. I mean, there's something that we at our age can take from what Shaq said, and that is, hey, if there's somebody that you aspire to be like, or you want to model certain things in your life after, if you have the ability to, pick up the phone and call them.
Yeah, Tim, you pick up the phone, call me all the time, man.
Here you go. Chuck, you see, I hope his computer shut off again.
No, hey, I fixed this. Hey, listen, the computer on. Hey, it's lit tonight, boy. Hey, don't even worry about that. Ain't gonna be none of that over here, man. Hey, let me say this. Where the lawyer at so she can see my computer back on 5.5. Hey, let her know. Text her, let her know. Holla at Tim, let her know that I'm good now. What'd you say, Chuck? That's
funny. Oh, I was gonna say this. Like, I don't know if they talked about it or not, but they asked. I remember someone asked Shaq about Jordan, going back to Jordan being a bully with his teammates, and he brought up the fact that, hey, you don't think I was that way around my teammates?
Yeah,
they got a good point.
They didn't talk about that, but so this stream is gonna be a little bit different. Literally, when I say I took notes, you guys, because there was so many things that I wanted to discuss with these guys that you see on the screen with me. I'm literally gonna go through the start of it and to the end of this little documentary or whatever recap. And for everybody that haven't seen it, make sure you guys. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on ABC again where you can watch it, but. For everybody to do, hey, comment. We'll answer your comments and all that good stuff. Hey, what's up, Chris Wavy? Hey, new YouTuber. Make sure you guys go check his content out. He's up and coming. Young cat. Really like this dude, man. So make sure y'all check him out, man. Let me get through these comments. No flu. Everybody, ever since the documentary, the whole flu game thing is like, hey, Nike can't ever use the flu game. You know what? Nike need to do? Come out with some pizza shoes. They come out with some pizza J's, it's over with, bro. Like, hey, what up, Jezzy Christ, man? On them. This is my dog right here, another YouTuber, man. Dude, the sneaker YouTube community is on fire, man. We got some dope content, a lot of great people. So everybody subscribe to him as well. I don't think Jordan was a bully. He was a leader. Oh, we talked about that yesterday, Simeon. I would disagree with you, but hey, everybody entitled to their own opinion. That nigga
Simeon, you spot on, bro. You spot on.
All right, so let's do this.
You're right, Simeon.
All right, so let's start like this. All right, Magic was the first person to talk in the documentary. So it's a couple of things I'm gonna go through, and then we're gonna speak on it. Like I said, this guy, pepperoni 12s. I can't stand him, man. All right, so Magic Johnson. Some of the things that stood out to me that he said. He said one of the quotes that Jordan said that really stuck with him was, he had a certain standard, and he wasn't going to take anything less. And it kind of stuck with what Tim and Chuck was saying the other day, that Michael Jordan knew what he wanted, and by any means, it was either that way, that standard, or nothing. He didn't care. It didn't matter. So he continued on by saying he didn't care about your feelings, just wanted to be tough. And he just wanted to win. Didn't care if you hurt your feelings. As long as you produce on the basketball court, that was it. If not, you got treated like Scott Burrell. Then one of the things that he pointed out, Jordan averaged 31 points per game, 11 assists against the Magic for his first. Against Magic and the Lakers for his first title, bro. 31 points, 11 assists. One of the things that everybody always talk about is Jordan wasn't a facilitator like LeBron. They always say that. But then 11 assists in the finals, that's huge. Like, that stood out to me. As soon as I seen that, I'm like, man, we got to talk about that. Like, and I know next week we're going to be talking about the Magic and the LeBron and Kobe and Jordan comparison, stuff like that. But to average 11 assists, I would really like to see the breakdown of each game, how many assists he actually did. Was it like, because he had to have multiple games with double-digit assists in it to average 11. And then to still average 31 points, he cooked them. Like,
absolutely.
like he cooked them. But then the other thing that Magic said that I got to draw back, and we got to talk about this. He said James Worthy sprained his ankle, okay? And he said that they ended up winning the series, but he said it like twice that James Worthy sprained his ankle. But then he said it was the Bulls' time. I kind of got the vibes like Magic was kind of like taking that time to throw it out there to tell everybody, look, James Worthy sprained his ankles, fam. Like, he sprained his ankle. Did you get that, or was that just me?
Listen, I heard it.
I heard that.
But I'm sure Jordan would look at that tape the same way, like this. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Listen, James Worthy, he was a great player. Great player. Let me not take anything away from him, but he was no premium defensive stopper. He wasn't Gary Payton the glove. That's also at the time when Mike had all of his talent. You know what I mean? Like he just would have rose above. Yeah. So James Worthy wasn't going to be an obstacle, a sprained ankle or not.
But you do. But am I wrong for feeling like he wanted to make sure that he put that on record for everybody to hear that? Like he came to his defense. Yeah. He wanted everybody to hear that. Magic made sure to bring that up. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, they won series because Phil took MJ off Magic. Look at Tim's face.
I mean, not sure what you're trying to say, GB. It's about matchups.
But they won. They won. You feel me? So then, to close out his statement, to close out his segment at the beginning, Magic said no one else could have walked away from the game and came back and dominated. And that's coming from somebody that has seen millions of players, that's commentated millions of games, have had conversations and built relationships with a lot of these players, respect a lot of players, knows the game in and out. And for me, hearing him say that kind of solidifies how great Michael Jordan is. You know what I'm saying? So to hear that from Magic, it was like, wow, this guy actually has the respect, and for him to be saying this is crazy. What's up, fellas? What's up, everybody in the chat? JJ All Day 84, another YouTuber, man. it's good to be in a community of people that just show some love, man. Make sure y'all follow my guy JJ All Day 84. Great content as well. Jeezy, what's up? What's up, JJ? All right, man. Greg, yeah, Tim, go to game 1. And Phil even said that in the documentary. So I guess he just bringing up the adjustments. Hey, Tim, leave my boy Greg alone, man.
I'm not singling GB out. I'm just saying, listen, anytime that you've coached or played basketball, you know it's about adjustments. Sometimes you got to put your star player on another person. You know, you make adjustments. That's what it's all about. So, okay.
All right, anyway. All right, Greg, I got your back, boy. So, fun fact that was thrown out in this documentary. Out of all the players that have played, even the active players that have played at the Garden, we're talking about Kobe, we're talking about KD, we're talking about Magic. Michael Jordan has the highest career scoring average in the Garden. Were you guys aware of that?
Yes, I was.
You was.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that little fun fact. I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought that I knew he had scored a lot of points, but I didn't think he had I didn't think he had the career average, scoring average. I didn't think he had that, but that's crazy. Like that man killed it in the Garden.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so Whoopi Goldberg. Now I know everybody's probably asking, or if you haven't seen it, you're probably wondering why in the heck was Whoopi Goldberg on this documentary? I was thinking the same thing before she opened her mouth. I'm like, is Sister Act 4 about to come out since they coming out with Space Jam 2? Like, what is going on? Not surprised at all about the fun fact. I seen Kobe in the Garden when he put up 61. Bruh. I seen Kobe in 2009 when they game 5 when they beat the Magic. So man, I would have loved to see him score that 61. He should have had it everywhere when to take 30 and 40 shots a game. Oh man, this guy. Oh, okay.
Hey, we got to start filtering some of these comments. Can't put every comment on the screen.
Man, we got Buck Nasty on the feed, man.
He got the man Buck Nasty. All right, so nothing better than growing up watching MJ. Facts. Sister, I'm just saying, my brother. All right, so Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg had a lot to say, and it was from like I mentioned before. It was from the aspect of Michael Jordan on a cultural level, what he did for pop culture and the Black culture. And I'm glad that they put that piece in there, because a lot of times we got this negative narrative about how Jordan didn't support Black people and but he kind of like through his game elevated us in so many ways. You feel me? So it was good to hear it from Whoopi. So one of the first things she said was she forgot how magical it was to watch MJ. And this is the thing, and I think this is the piece that these young heads need to remember. No one has ever flown before. He flew, not just jumped. And I think, like, watching this documentary, I'm watching this cat, like, and then he be in the air, he like, now I'm gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he flew. Even when people dunk now, it's just like they're not as elegant, and it don't look as fake. You remember when Michael Jackson did Moonwalker and he leaned forward?
Do that, yeah. Do it. Hit that move real quick.
Nah, I'm gonna fall face forward, bro. Hey, I should start that challenge, though. I should start the moonwalk challenge and do a TikTok and see how many people. I don't know if everybody on this live stream even know what the what Moonwalker was. Please tell me in the comment section. Let me know if you know Moonwalker.
If y'all don't know what Moonwalker is, y'all got to keep on moving on.
Yeah. So it just, dude, he literally. Do you guys get that? When watching this documentary, do you see how he flew different? Like he jumped different. His glide was different opposed to anybody else. I don't know. For some reason, I'm watching this and I'm getting the vibe. His hands just look bigger than the basketball. It's just like, dude, it was just so, I don't know. It's just crazy to explain it, but it was, oh Lord, Greg. Yeah, he bought us the sweet sounds of Kenny Lattimore. Kenny spit the hot fire A for the culture.
That's right. That's right. That Days Like This song was jamming, boy.
Yeah, man. And then hey, I'm telling you, man, just the glide. So How do you guys feel about Whoopi saying that? Do y'all 100% agree? What was your thoughts seeing the documentary and seeing Michael Jordan actually playing the game again?
Yeah, it was kind of surreal for me because I mean it's been a little while for me to see it. I mean I witnessed it on watching him on TV, but just to watch it again, I was like, oh my gosh, I missed this. Like, yes, he could jump in the air and just hang in there for like an extra second or two more than the next guy. I mean, even when he got older, it just seemed like he would just defy father time. I mean, outside of the Wizard years, but even in the Wizard years, he still balled out for like a 40-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, his athletic ability was still better than 85% of the people in the NBA when he was with the Wizards. But I guess just for me, I'm seeing players now that when they dunk, it's so fast and it's so hard. But it seemed like when he dunked, he was just like, you know what? It was like a Barry White song. You know what I'm saying? Just smooth. Like I'm gonna let y'all enjoy this. You feel me? Like some Hennessy when you drink it. It's just gonna sound smooth. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's amazing, bro.
No, I agree. I mean, the man definitely he flew, he floated, and I don't want to get all into the physics of it, but I saw this picture the other day, and it looked like Jordan's apex of the height of the top point of when he was jumping was just a little bit higher than everybody else's. I don't know if his straight vert was higher. I don't know any of that kind of specific information.
And don't it seem like when he jumped in mid jump, he went up another notch?
Right. and you know what? I'll be honest with you. The only person that I've seen since Mike, you can't jump, bro. The only person I've seen since Mike that has that bit of floating ability and it's really kind of elegant, right, is Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine will give you some of that when he jumps because it's very, it's smooth, it's finesse, and he be hanging in the air. So, but I felt that though. I mean, Mike was one of a kind with the jumping, and the pop culture part was important too because, I mean, that's all I really remember. I mean, those songs, the Gatorade, the McDonald's commercials, I mean, those were just ingrained as a part of my childhood. You know what I mean? Like, Gatorade don't even make commercials like that no more.
Yeah, and even when you think about the puppet commercials and with LeBron and Kobe and stuff like that, like Nike I feel like Nike has tried to use so many athletes to mimic those commercials and have that emotional tug at our heart impact, and it just hasn't happened. But just because I feel like Michael, he had such a grasp on you just from watching his game that you had no choice but to be emotionally connected to whatever commercial he was in. Because, like, dude, Clyde Drexler fan, I told y'all this from the beginning, and I still remember the Bulls theme song as they coming in. Like, dun, dun, dun. Like I remember that, and I hated the Bulls. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I remember everything. Let's get some of these comments. What I also find interesting is how he did not get involved in politics. Facts. He wouldn't support the black candidate running for the Senate. How do you guys feel about that? Like we talked about this before, Smoov. Like he supported him in other ways, not as vocal as some people did here, but he did give I don't know how much money he gave, but I'm pretty sure he gave a good amount, especially since Mom Dukes asked him to. You know what I'm saying? So I think he did his part. But like I said, basketball was basketball, and he kept it at that, and I respect that. Let me get some of these comments going, and then we can move on. MJ was just on another level. Exactly. No, seriously, when you see him live, it's very different than on TV. Not just the basketball, but how he affected the crowd. It didn't matter if he missed shots. Folks were on the edge. Exactly. He was an entertainer. Right. Michael Jackson was an entertainer.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley was an entertainer.
Yeah.
He's an entertainer. Dominique was obviously. Hey, man. Hey, JJ. Listen, dog. Dominique was my boy. Hey, listen. Hey, I'm gonna have to end the live stream. He talked about Dominique, man. Every decade you get an unread athlete, which was MJ. He was just more athletic than the rest. And yeah, true. What about airplane mode? Derrick Jones Jr. No, see, all these people are so long and it looks like they're supposed to be able to do that.
Right.
Like
he's not finessing and gliding. He just
their arms are like when you think of their wingspan, they stand there, their arms are super long. They're supposed to be able to jump through the roof and stuff like that and extend. I think when you look at MJ when he walked in, nobody expected him to hang like that and do what he did. So I feel like it's
at 6'6".
Yeah, I feel like it was a little bit different. So so also Whoopi talks about the influence on pop culture. He touched everything, and he was a black man. She said that he touched everything, and he was a black man. What that means is back then you didn't see a black man like you see LeBron, KD, and all that stuff because of social media. You didn't see them touching, Gatorades and sneaker commercials and car commercials. You didn't have like the official car of the NBA. You didn't have all that stuff. But everybody wanted a piece of Jordan. He was that first athlete basketball player that everybody wanted a piece in every aspect of what you could think of. If cell phones are huge, Michael Jordan had, and he did it all without social media. Like, that's the thing. He did all this and impacted without social media. So I feel like that was huge. But she also said to end up hers, Nike didn't have, the $3.1 billion for Jordan brand in 2019. Let that simmer in, y'all. 3.1 billion. Y'all see this stuff behind me. I contributed to that 3.1 billion.
You sure did.
Yeah, I can. Shut up. Jordan bullied me, man. He told me, he sent me a text. He said, listen here, chump. You work your 9 to 5, give me your money. I was like, man, all right, bro. But no, but that's not just in shoes. Like we're talking about shoes, clothing, and stuff like that. That 3.1 billion, bro. Like, that's crazy, man. Like this man ain't been on the court in years, and his shoes 3.1. Man, that's crazy, man. Insane.
And that's another, and also that just goes to show you, going back to the politics discussion. Everybody loved Jordan. Like he could get along with liberals, conservatives. It didn't matter because he was basically considered a safe person because you knew he was a great basketball player. You didn't have to worry about him making other people mad or angry. Unless
he was your teammate. MJ with social media back then would have been hilarious. Think about it, man. Imagine MJ with social media. Imagine him now if he get a Twitter or something. All he would have to do is tweet woke up this morning. Oh man, trending on Twitter. Jordan woke up this morning. Like everything that he do would be trending. Like he'll take a picture outside. Oh man, it's nice outside Jordan house. Like he could do whatever he want to do.
Imagine him taking a selfie with the drug dealer while he's playing golf back in '91. Like having a good time with my boy here.
Yeah. Hey, D Rose hang time was nice, but like I said, D Rose was explosive and quick. It was just like boom, But yeah, D Rose was nice. I wish D Rose wouldn't have got hurt. Not taking away from MJ's athletic talents. Here we go. But here go that but. All this was orchestrated by David Stern. NBA needed a face in the way was paid for MJ.
Well, listen, but listen, Greg. Anytime you talk about somebody being the face, right? They have to produce. We talked about this a couple episodes ago when I gave that example about the Ball brothers and Lonzo Ball. If Lonzo produced and he was a superstar as we speak right now, those shoes would be hot to this younger generation. They'd be buying them up, but he didn't produce. And because he didn't produce on the court with the talent, then the face broke apart. So you couldn't have Jordan be the face if he didn't have the talent. Was it orchestrated? I don't know. Maybe it was. But he had to produce for it to work.
No, I agree with that. Everybody has to have their time. This man, Jar, he got me to eat Wheaties and drink Gatorade. Bro, I can't mess with no Wheaties, man. It ain't no sugar on Wheaties, bro. I don't care
I tried to put some sugar on them Wheaties. I tried, though.
Hey, Jordan.
Yeah, I can't eat those.
It doesn't matter. Dude, I eat Wheaties. It's like eating, you know, when you go to certain churches, the bread that they have sometimes, it just don't taste good when you do a communion. That's what Wheaties tastes like, bro. It's just
why he didn't endorse Frosted Flakes?
Man, as black as Jordan is, that man should have been doing Cocoa Puffs.
Well, you a little darker than Jordan, but yeah.
Damn. I know you just had to turn on your light before this live.
Wow.
Hey,
God, don't even try. We don't even compare. We don't even compare.
Who darker, me or Tim? Hey, somebody let me know in the comment section. Greg, let me know who darker, me or Tim.
Somebody who's seen Jeremy in person knows this man is black.
Hey, so there's all chocolateness. No one could touch MJ. I don't like that he did it without social media. He was the face, the focus. So Greg, what you mean that you don't like he did it without social media? Come on, Jones. Horrible analogy. Lonzo and shoes were trash. They mess charging 350. MJ releases aren't never that price.
Yeah, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. The point is, had he produced and been a superstar, those shoes people would have been buying them. There would be somebody on YouTube right now doing a live about the new Lonzo drop if he was a superstar.
So let me speak on the shoe thing. Exactly. I do feel like because it was Jordan. Okay, for instance, Yeezys drop. If you would have put Yeezys on, let's say, give me
Harden.
No. Give me a rapper that's not as great as. If you would have put Yeezys on
Young Jeezy.
Let's say that. I mean, even though he had some hits, Yeezys don't sell like they did like they would have done like they have with Kanye. Because to be honest with you, when a lot of people looked at Yeezys at first, the aesthetic of the shoe, they didn't like it. A lot of people had negative things to say about it. But it came during a time where Kanye was popping. And all it takes is a few people to get it, a couple of celebrities wear it, and people start reviewing on it. The rest is history. MJ produced and signed with the company that didn't have basketball players on it. If Jordan don't produce, that destroys Nike's brand, in my opinion, for the basketball and for selling a basketball shoe, because they was considered a running sneaker brand until they got somebody that could sell it. Lonzo, yes, I agree with you, Greg. 350 out of the gate was a problem for that boot. But you also got to think about it. They created their own sneaker by themselves. Unlike Jordan cost like $10, $15, whatever to make a Jordan, it probably took them a lot of money to produce the shoes that they made. So they had to try to cut even and get themselves their money back. So I do agree with you, Tim. I agree with Greg. Also, 350 was steep, but MJ sold Jordans. Like, MJ is the reason why Jordan brand and I have these shoes behind me. What he did on the basketball court. Because I promise you, if he was Smush Parker, I would not have no Air Smush Parkers behind me.
Hey, we're gonna talk about that next week, though. Smush was a good teammate.
Wheaties is like eating cardboard. Exactly. That's why we don't have them in the house. Yeah. It wouldn't have mattered. They were trash.
It would have mattered.
So, hey, but on the same note, since we want to talk about that, you got Kawhi Leonard. Ain't nobody buying Kawhi Leonard shoes. And
that's not true. I copped them.
Show me.
They're in the other room, man.
You really got them?
Yeah. They're good. I'll wear them out there on Tuesday, whenever we play again. Are you frozen?
Nah, I just can't believe you got them. I just can't believe you got them. I just can't believe you got. I'm a fun guy. All right. All right. So now let's get up in the Shaq, because Tim, you brought some good points. So Shaq said, and Shaq talked about Kobe, so I really want to talk about this. Shaq said, realized 90s was the greatest era of basketball because he did a Zoom, and he's looking at the Zoom. Imagine this, you guys. You're on a Zoom, and you look on the screen, the Admiral David Robinson, Patrick Ewing. Let's say, I'm just throwing some names out. John Stockton, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone. These are the players that you're seeing on your live, on your Zoom. And you're talking about the documentary, Reggie, Gary Payton. You're talking about the documentary. And you just have the aha moment, because Shaq is like Shaq. And I feel like he is the perfect person to talk to about this, because he played in both generations. with both people, with all the greats, right?
Yep.
So he said he's looking at this and he's saying, man, 90s was the best era because he played in it. And then he played in this new era. So I feel like we gotta start listening to these people that actually played and stop listening to these people that just watched it. Like watching and playing is two totally different things.
You gotta respect Shaq because he played against Mike, played with Kobe, played against Kobe, played with LeBron, and against LeBron.
And not just with them. Those kids are great. Against Magic Johnson. Dude, he played against everybody you can think of. Like, it's crazy, man.
That's wild. Man.
So he said in his part, Jordan is the best player ever. Jordan dominated the best era ever and was 6-0 in the finals. So during this live stream, he probably said it before, but he's looking at these players and like, okay, Patrick Ewing, Jordan dominated him. Who else? Karl Malone dominated him. Clyde Drexler dominated him. Oh man, that's just like, dude, I was like, oof. That's crazy. He really did. Okay, great.
I want to know what they actually talked about on that Zoom. You know what I mean? Like, were they just catching up, or were they actually like having a discussion about, basketball, the NBA, The Last Dance, what they was talking about?
Okay, so Greg, real quick, let's give Greg his time. I can agree with the Nike assessment, but follow me on this. Nike and NBA have an agreement on merch sold. Look it up. If you have a problem and you make that one person the focus and everything is laid out, he gets all the calls, off-court issues suppressed, and all. I mean, listen. Regardless if Jordan got LeBron, hold on, LeBron. Let's say this. Regardless if Jordan got favoritism on the calls and stuff like that, he still put the ball in the basket, and that's one thing about the game of basketball, in my opinion, is that even if you get fouled. James Harden get fouled a lot. We don't say this man, and he gets to the line a lot. We don't say this man is the greatest player just because he gets the calls and he doesn't perform in the time. Sorry, Chuck, he doesn't perform in the times that he's supposed to. So I just feel like that. I don't know, man. Jordan just performed, bro. Like
he did. And you're right with that Harden. You're right with that Harden because. And sorry, Chuck, but when it gets to the crunch time, the man.
No, it's fine.
The man has a tendency to crumble.
This man made the analogy. It's like KD going to Golden State Warriors, no pressure, just perform.
Bro, there was definitely still pressure there. There was pressure to actually make it work. In year one, there was pressure with the Heatles in year one.
Hey, time out. I said if you ever say that word Heatles on my live again,
there was pressure with the Heatles. Okay. Okay. And they didn't make it happen against Dallas in year one of the chemistry.
Stop calling them that, the Heatles.
Hey, did Jen hear it? Did Jen hear it?
Man, don't worry, she did. She gonna comment the Heatles. But all right, so let's keep going with Shaq. So he started talking about Kobe, and he said the same thing. They said whose mentality was better, or how is Kobe's mentality compared to Jordan's? And he said something that I've been saying to everybody, and Tim and Chuck can probably tell all you guys this for years. Kobe's and Jordan's mentality are exactly the same. The killer instinct. I've always said that. And Shaq played against Jordan. He played against Kobe. He had opportunity to chop it up with both of them. And Shaq said in this recap that he feels like they are equal when it comes to their mentality and trying to be the best in navigate and learn the game. I needed to hear that, man, because I feel like I've debated that with a lot of people. And, people knock Kobe. One thing I never got, man, people knock Kobe for wanting to emulate Jordan. But people do it everybody does. And you knock him because because literally I could put Jordan doing a fadeaway and Kobe doing a fadeaway, and it looks exactly the same. When Kobe won and Jordan won, they both did like this. He had the jersey in his mouth just like Jordan. It was his idols. So what that he could do it just as good? Like, I don't get it, man.
But you gotta look at it like this. Some people are just haters, man. Like Kobe performed well. He emulated Jordan, but he won. he played well, and I think just people are just mad about it because he accomplished a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Tim, you gonna copyright that though?
Just funny.
Jordan had
I didn't make it up, Jed. I didn't make it up.
Jezzy Christ. So I knew one of these YouTubers was gonna give me some facts. Jordan had the hardest contract from Nike. Had to get on the All-Star team, get Rookie of the Year, and sell 3 million shoes. So I mean, that's pressure if you ask me. Even if the refs give you calls, still pressure.
Especially since the NBA was fining him like $10,000 a game for wearing the shoes his first year.
Yeah, first year.
And Nike's like, you know what? We got you.
Kobe and Jordan are 2 peas in the pot. I 100% agree. Pat Riley. Okay, enough with the Heatles.
Yes, he did, JR. Yes, JR.
Jen's gonna be getting up her brother.
My opinion on Kobe is that many felt he didn't have his own identity. And I agree with you on that. But you know what? So what? You know what I'm saying? Like, so what? I feel like he mimicked his game, but he did have his own identity because, like, just because he played like Jordan, their reaction wasn't the same. The way he handled himself in the media wasn't the same. Like, his demeanor was not the same as Jordan. His gameplay was. And we're gonna talk about this next week. I can do it. I can really get off into this.
Just save
we're gonna talk about this next week.
Tune
in to next week when we do the comparison. We all are gonna be ready with MJ to LeBron to Kobe. I'm gonna have Kobe. Chuck is gonna have LeBron, even though he wanted MJ. But he's hey, thank you, Chuck. I respect you for taking LeBron. And Tim is gonna have MJ, and we're gonna debate this who's the best and the comparisons and all that stuff, man. Nobody want to give Kobe. He's just does because that's like overshadowed. Yeah, true. I agree with that 100%. Nobody wants to give Kobe the respect because they felt like they were disrespecting Jordan or overshadowing Jordan if they did that. I definitely agree with that. But like I said, I'm not gonna get off into that. I'm just ready to talk about that like right now. Shaq.
For next week's topic, remind me to speak on Kobe and how he was viewed, right, from the non-fan.
Okay, gotcha. Hey, Chuck, write that down because I forget.
Let me debate. You don't want this. You don't want this, GB. You don't want it. I know you think you do, but you don't.
You don't want this. All right. So, Shaq said Kobe got to be mentioned with the best player of all time conversation because he mimicked MJ exactly. Facts. 100% agree with that. What Shaq took away from the total documentary was how MJ was determined to be the best, and if fans came to see him, if fans came to see him play, he wanted to give them a show. And he said that he mimicked that in his game, that he was one of those players. He didn't want to take nights off. It wasn't saving for the playoffs. If people came to see him play, spent that money, he wanted to give them a show. And it showed that by MJ when even when he was hurt, he wanted to be in the game. Like, he wanted to play. So I appreciated that. The need to get in that next week, LOL. Yeah, hey, man, people want to get in on it. Hey, they want to get in with this conversation next week, baby. Hey, you know what? We're going to talk about this next week and stuff like that. We might have some special people pop in for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, say your insight and then leave. But hey, y'all, DM me on IG and we'll see what we can do. But we're going to make next week live Monday, 9 p.m. We're going to make it live. The debate is next Monday. Right. Next Monday, 9 p.m. Kobe, Jordan, LeBron. Let us know in the comment section who y'all going for. So yeah, y'all, hey, DM me though, for real. Like, I don't mind giving some people some time to speak on this because hey, it's a topic that everybody definitely want to talk about. So, all right, so they had a question on there. The question was, what type of effect does watching The Last Dance documentary have on each generation? This is something that's about to be real good. What type of effect of watching The Last Dance from this generation? All these people that love LeBron, they really didn't grow up seeing Air Jordan, but they buy his shoes, but they didn't grow up seeing them. So, the response was, it gives this new generation an opportunity to see the greatest, i.e., just like Babe Ruth, when you think about Babe Ruth and Jackie Robinson, when you think about baseball, Muhammad Ali, when you think about boxing. I don't think we're ever going to hear anybody say that about any other player in the NBA. Just because Babe Ruth, I said this the other night, Babe Ruth pretty much elevated the game of baseball. He changed it, period. Jackie Robinson, for the black culture, what he did, changed it. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan, once after he stopped playing a game, he's a staple. Until somebody else starts being the staple of what greatness is, why are we debating this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we really debate it? You know what I'm saying? But just my opinion. So, Tim, what do you think this generation, the reaction, what they got out of The Last Dance?
So I think for this current generation, for those guys, those young guys that are in the NBA right now, I think they gained a greater appreciation, right? I think a lot of those kids who hadn't seen the obviously it's documentary, but maybe hadn't gone back and actually taken a look at film on Mike, would say, oh, well, the greatest of all time is LeBron, or the greatest of all time is Kobe, because that's who was in their face when they were growing up. Now, going back and seeing that, I can almost guarantee you, and some of them have already gone on Twitter and other social media platforms and said, oh, the GOAT is MJ. That's who the GOAT is, right? And so you have them changing their minds. You have, the young up-and-coming basketball players, like I said the other night, my son, he's 10, him and his buddies that, I made them sit down and watch it. But now they've watched it.
Them?
Oh, yeah.
You Scott Burrell, though. Sit down and watch it. I'm going to take all your games.
No, because they wanted to play Fortnite instead. No, we ain't doing that. We're going to watch this. But they gained a greater appreciation. Like I said, I mean, my son was literally jumping up off the couch like, whoa, how was he able to hang in the air that long? All these type of things. Like, man, he is awesome. He is the GOAT. So I think this generation is going to take away an appreciation for MJ, because now they've seen it, and it's not, little clips from YouTube, but something that is in their face. It tells a story, right? And they also got a chance to kind of see his personality, but they got a chance to see what winning mentality is all about. And I think you're going to see a surgence of some of these young NBA guys who are going to try to take on a better winning mentality based off of what they just saw.
Yeah. What about, okay, let me get these comments first, Chuck, and then I'll let you go. I'll let you speak on it. I feel Kobe worked harder than Jordan as far as ethics. I 100% agree. I'll bring the virtual wings and that drink to the live.
Hey, GB got a dangerous lemonade.
Hey, GB, holla at your boy. They keep saying millennials are LeBron fans, but most millennials grew up off Jordan and think Kobe is better than LeBron. And you know what? I agree with
Jeezy.
that.
Okay, Jeezy.
I agree with that, Jezzy. But you know what? It seems like we don't speak on it much because we ain't got to say who's better. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I hear is LeBron, because I feel like those people feel like they have to say LeBron because they have to speak on it. We look at the tape. We know the real deal. We really have to speak on it. So, okay. Of course, Greg, right on cue. I think it was a masterful marketing release on MJ's team's part.
Sure it was.
Hey, yes it was. But Greg, do you not think the stuff was true? I did see a lot of things surfaces in the day where everybody was saying it was like that this was that Jordan felt like LeBron was getting to that point where he was about to eclipse him as the greatest of all time. So he wanted to make sure that he reminded everybody that he was. So this is the reason why the documentary came out. What do you guys think? You think that's true? That people were really that people were, so many people, more people were thinking that LeBron was more than Jordan. That's why they dropped it, or this is just a timely fashion? Yeah, I think it was strategic.
Well, I think everything is strategic. I mean, like, we're being honest, everything is strategic. I do think that moving it up as far as the start date was really happenstance because of what happened with the pandemic. I mean, people are staying in the house and they need something to, people want sports. We're not going to be able to get it. So why not move this documentary up and let's get people talking about sports again? And obviously, for all the sneakerheads, Jeremy was more into the computer trying to figure out when they were going to drop them flints than he was watching the documentary. But he went back and watched it.
Tim, thank you. I'm gonna have to give you some of my YouTube promos. So since we're talking about the flint, you guys stay tuned. I will be dropping that early review on the flints tomorrow. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys press that like button. It's free 99. So go ahead and do that. Yeah, speaking of that, dude, after this documentary, if you look on StockX and GOAT, Jordan 1s and everything just skyrocketed, man. As far as the resale price, I'll never pay the resale for it. But yeah, it's crazy, man. So it was very strategic. Analysts said LeBron's win over Golden State eclipsed any ring Jordan had won. Man, we're gonna talk about that next week, man.
Please.
Like,
no.
So Jezzy, I'm glad you brought up that. So y'all recall after LeBron won that and he did that little barbershop thing on HBO, wherever he was, and he talked about how he felt like that eclipsed him and made him the greatest player of all time, right?
Yeah, he said that.
So he said that.
He said
some people argue with me and say he didn't say that, but he said
it. Yeah, but I can bring up the clip.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get copyrighted, so don't do that. But this is the thing, though. They asked Jordan at the end of this recap. They showed us a clip where they asked him. Jordan has never said he's the best. He's the greatest player of all time. He said it was an honor. Jordan said he doesn't consider himself the GOAT. It's hard to say that because he hasn't played against everyone. I feel like he truly believes that. I feel like he thinks he can beat everybody, but I think from his analytical, masterful mind of the game of basketball, he understands that you can't say that unless you've been in every aspect and played against everybody. But do he think in any aspect that he can beat anybody? Yes. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So I feel like that him not ever saying that, I respect that. I've said a lot of, bully things about Jordan and stuff like that, how he is. I respect that because he loved the game so much and respected the game that he would never say, I'm the greatest in the game, because he respected everybody else's game. Did he want to go out and kill everybody and defeat everybody? He did, but only because he respected them and he studied them and knew how great they were. So right. I think that's huge, man. Absolutely. MJ told y'all several times he would win at all costs. The pandemic was perfect time because everyone was at standstill. So you have to watch MJ. Exactly.
That's opportunistic.
Yes, has me for my eyes were glued to the screen. I can't remember what you're talking about.
Oh, because I said you had the laptop to get the.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she was commentating. They said after the 2016 finals, Jordan gave the okay. I don't know why it released in 2020 and not earlier, but I definitely feel it was strategic. Yeah, most definitely was. I didn't know that after 2016 finals, it got that.
It was strategic, but yeah, I think once he saw that everybody was commenting about LeBron's the greatest and whatnot, he's like, okay, I need to remind these people who I am. And because clearly there's like a lot of people that forget.
Yeah, LeBron said plenty of times he's the best in the world. And I feel like I you know what? I now that I think about it, I've heard Kobe say that he wants to be the best and be remembered as the best. I've heard him answer questions when people say, "Are you better than this person?" He'll say, "Yeah, I feel like I'm better than them." But I've never heard Kobe say that he's the best player, he's the greatest of all time. I've never heard him say that either. I mean, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. Somebody bet me a pair of one of these shoes behind me. Never mind, don't do that because I don't want to give y'all my shoes.
And you know what?
I'm about to Google
it. I want those purple ones. I'm getting them purple joints behind you.
These right here?
Yeah.
These right here? These right here? These things?
Yeah. 1.0s?
Okay. I don't know about them. I don't know.
And you know what?
Go ahead, Chuck.
You know what? I was going to say, you know what? Jordan and Kobe both probably felt the same way that my guess is they probably want the people to make the judgment call and not them.
So Greg
let the people say who's the greatest.
Greg he ain't got no clips.
He has clips.
He doesn't have clips.
Ready.
He doesn't have clips.
Okay,
he doesn't have clips.
How about this, Greg? DM me because I don't want to get copyrighted. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say I'm gonna mess with my pocket. But yeah, man, I would love to see that because I've never seen him. I agree. You shouldn't crown yourself the GOAT. Let the people debate it. Facts. Jordan didn't have to say anything. Let history talk for himself. Exactly. So we're almost done, you guys. Hey, hold up for a second. We only got a few more things to talk about because I want to get up into Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson was on here, and I was wondering why also. But for his character on Blackish, it is very Jordan-centered, very Jordan-focused. His character always has on J's, always shows a closet full of J's, always wearing some type of Jordan gear. They showed the clip of an episode where his son wanted his first pair of Jordans, and Anthony Anderson pretty much, look who it is.
Hey.
Look who it is. Oh man. She must not be representing somebody tonight. All right, but hey, welcome to the stream. But no. I talked about Anthony Anderson's role as far as his character on the show. But they talked to him about it. Him and Jordan are really close. And they asked him what did he get out of the documentary. And it's amazing to see, even though these people are close to Jordan, after watching the documentary, they didn't even understand and totally grasp his determination, his drive, and his focus that he has as an athlete. So, dude, you know what? ESPN did their thing with this documentary because I feel like they got it spot on. That's not the reaction I was hoping for. So they did. I feel like they did their thing when it comes to presenting Jordan, and not just Jordan, the Bulls also. And I know this recap was basically focused on Jordan. But they asked one question, and then I want to get y'all thoughts on this question. They asked Anthony Anderson, who did he feel sorry for? And Tim and Chuck. They asked Anthony Anderson, who did he feel sorry for? And I thought he was going to say Scott Burrell. hey, I thought he was going to say, man, I feel sorry for Scott Burrell, how he got picked on. And I was about to say, hey, I was sitting here with my phone taking notes like, man, I'm about to show Tim. But his reaction was he felt sorry for Pippen because of what the organization did to Pippen. Mm-hmm. So, we didn't talk about that. Who did you guys feel sorry for after watching the documentary, or did you feel sorry for anybody?
Not necessarily feeling sorry for Pippen, but just I think he took a hit as far as how he's going to be portrayed after this documentary because. Yes, he did great things, but when you gave up on your team during that 93-94 playoff run against the Knicks on that one game, that kind of took a hit.
Yeah.
So I do feel bad for Pippen a little bit, and the reason being is just because. I do think some of the things that were pointed out about Pippen were obviously sounds like first-time knowledge to a lot of us. And I'm not sure if he would have been okay knowing that it got released in the way that it did. So I say that to say this also. Did you guys see that Horace Grant went and talked to a radio show?
Yeah.
They kind of released that bit today, right? So I'm on the borderline of saying I feel a little bit sorry for Horace Grant, but at the same time, I'm like, well, if you haven't spoken to the man in 3 years, and when you did talk to him in those 3 years, it was a brief text message, and then all of a sudden you're wondering why. I mean, Horace was chipper. He was happy. He was excited to be a part of the documentary in those interviews because he was thinking the direction probably was going somewhere else than what it went, especially for him.
Facts.
And so then he sees later on, well, I'm sitting up here, I'm happy, and I'm rejoicing and all this kind of stuff. And then but this man's calling me a snitch, essentially. So I kind of feel bad that maybe they didn't know the direction it was going in. But at the end of the day, I think people, it was an opinion, right? And some people will run with it, and some people will look at it logical and say, hey, Horace probably didn't, spill that information, and maybe Mike got that information, ill-advised from somewhere else. But in the end, I would say Pippen for the most part. I am interested to hear when he finally breaks his silence on what he has to say about the documentary. Because there were bits and pieces where it didn't necessarily have to, the information about Pippen didn't really have to be in the documentary to add to the documentary, right? So, for instance, that year when Jordan was playing baseball and they talk about Pippen and him not coming in the game on the last second, like, I'm sure some people who were living in the moment, maybe Anthony Anderson, Whoopi, maybe they remember that from back then. I didn't really remember that, but what did that add really to the documentary? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel sorry for the fans, man, because I feel like the team should have stayed together and gave it a shot. Like I don't too much feel sorry for Scottie Pippen. He took what he had from the beginning. I mean, our business is business. I'm sorry, I work in corporate America. I see it happen to people all the time. He rushed into a contract. He took it. I mean, he signed on the dotted line, knowing what the money he was going to be made. So it's kind of like he made his bed, had to lay in it type thing. Could they have extended his contract? They could have, of course. But I mean, at the same time, I'm thinking about I'm trying not to look at it from a sports aspect of a fan, and think about it so much as a business. This is a business to them, and sometimes you have to make business decisions. So, I'm more
that's true
thinking from a fan aspect, kind of like when my Lakers got blown up and Shaq left. I'm like, man, why couldn't this have worked out? I felt sorry for everybody. And when they decided not to send Chris Paul to the Lakers, I feel sorry for that. You know what I'm saying? But everything else, I mean, I feel like everybody made choices and decisions, and I can't feel sorry for them because they made those choices and decisions. You know what I'm saying? But all right, so let's get to this. This is the last point, you guys, and this is very important. Let me get the comments first, and then this is like, man, I'm like, can y'all see how happy I am? Look. I get my brain back. He was teasing me. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac. him downstairs. Him downstairs.
Want some milk and cookies.
Hey, man, I hope people know who we talking about on this.
Man, Bernie is the greatest comedian ever.
I felt the documentary was trying to downplay that the part he played in helping Jordan rise to the top. And I see how people can get that. Remember when Kobe would take a shot in the fourth quarter against the Suns because they said they could win without him? It basically the same as Pippen sitting out. I'm not mad. I get where he came from. Oh yeah. I mean, I definitely know what you're talking about. Like I said, next week we really gonna be talking about Kobe and stuff like that. So to end this recap, you guys, everybody, comment section. If you haven't watched, listen to these numbers. Okay, Chuck, you ain't heard this, so we get to see your real live. As long as you don't freeze on me, we get to see your real live reaction. So they did a poll, and they wanted to see who people thought was the greatest and who was the better player, LeBron or Jordan. They did 600 fans, and they split it in half based on the ages of I think they said 19 to 32 or something like that, all the way from 32 to like 50 or something like that. So to get both generations. 65% said MJ was a better offensive player. This is split half and half with people that we say are huge LeBron fans, right? 65% say that MJ was a better offensive player. All right, overall better player. 73% said Michael Jordan was an overall better player than LeBron. Now, 66% of those players were under the age of 35. So we always say this generation, these people think LeBron is better. 66% of the 73% that said Jordan is better than LeBron are under the age of 35. Let's hey, let's soak that in. Like, 65% of the overall people say that Jordan is the GOAT, is the all-time greatest. 21% of the people said it was too close to determine that. So, I mean, with those numbers, as you guys can see, I know we're going to be debating this next week, but I just really want, and I'll bring those numbers back up next week. Just really want you guys to understand and everybody to understand that sometimes you just, no matter what you like, personal opinion, facts are facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can do the polls, you can do it, and every single time I think it's going to, 20 years from now, it's going to be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. But, all in all, I really like what they did. Chuck, make sure you finish watching it. If you guys haven't, everybody in the comment section, if you haven't seen it, it's on ABC. I'm pretty sure they're going to replay it. But it was Stephen A. He had a lot of good things to say. I like the people that they brought on. But that's it, man. I just wanted to have you guys on, chop it up with you, of course. You know, we've been doing so much Last Dance stuff. So anytime they do something, I want to make sure my guys are on here to talk about it. And these people that's consistently rocking with us, coming, we appreciate y'all definitely coming in here. So next Monday, 9 p.m.
Oh yeah,
Kobe, Tim, MJ, Chuck, LeBron James. So we'll definitely be doing that debate. I hope everybody hit that like button. Make sure you guys stay tuned tomorrow on my channel, and I'm going to be doing the Flint. Check out all my other videos. Had some good videos that I dropped in the last 3 days. You guys have been killing it, liking it, subscribing, all that stuff. Next week should be interesting on this live. Yes, ma'am, it will be. I like Magic 5 current players. Oh, man. We didn't even talk about that. Hey, JR, thank you. So they asked Magic, who are the 5 current players? Who are the 5 current players that could have made it in the MJ in Magic Johnson era? These are the 5 players he said: LeBron, KD, Steph, AD, and the Greek Freak. Do you guys agree? In the comment section, in the comment section, let me know the 5 players real quick before we get off here. The 5 players that you guys feel like that can that could have played in the era with Jordan and still been as dominant as they were in this era.
I like all of those. I don't like the AD.
Yeah, not Steph, man.
You don't like the AD?
I don't like the AD, and I'll tell you why I don't like the AD, because I feel like the physicality back then doesn't match his game. Like, I feel like I don't think he'd be able to match up physically.
Who do you put in the place of AD?
Okay. I'm gonna take what BJ Armstrong said. Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson fits in that generation's game. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that. I you know what? I like where you're going with that, Tim. So, Chuck, why did you say not Steph?
Yeah.
Why did you say not Steph?
I say not Steph because I just feel like his game doesn't translate to the 80s. Like, the 80s were hard-nosed defense. You had to earn those 2 points. And with him, it's like he's making all these crazy, ridiculous shots. If he's not doing that, he's driving to the basket easily. I don't see that happening in the 80s.
Yeah. Let me know in the comment section, who are
People
your 5?
are going to just play you tough.
Who are your 5? Who are your top 5 players that could have made in the era? So Smoov 23, can't wait. Hey man, tune in next week. Make sure you share the stream, man. Let's get more people on these streams. Hit that like button. It go a long way to help the channel grow. That was a great question. Yeah, of course it was. Thank you, man. Nope, don't agree. So Jezzy, who do you have? Who do you have agreeing? They disrespected Russell Westbrook.
Oh no. Oh no.
KD too soft. Oh, I don't know. Smoov 23. KD will put you in that post and he'll get you, man. I don't know. AD barely can hang this era. Man, stop.
Okay, Jezzy.
Hey, AD, listen, AD was about to show y'all what we was about this year, man. Lord, forgive me. As I have to agree with him on AD. So Greg. Greg Jezzy. Hey, Greg Jezzy, Smoov 23. Okay, who y'all take out? Who are y'all 5? Let me know y'all 5 in the comment section. I want to display this. I want people to rebuttal what you guys are saying. Let's see. So that's 2 people that say Westbrook should be in there. Tim, you shaking your head. Why not Westbrook in there?
The reason I don't have Westbrook in there is one of the main reasons why he's not really one of my favorite players. I love his aggressiveness, right? But his aggressiveness, he often does too much through that aggressiveness, right? So if he's got a bad shooting night, I know people say continue to shoot, but he will continue to jack up bad shots in an effort to continue to be aggressive in a losing effort. I just don't think he's not a great shooter for one. So he's going to have to try to drive. And in that error, when he's driving like that and they've given those hard fouls, it doesn't pan out well for Westbrook. So that's why I don't say him.
Chuck, why you shook your head too about Westbrook? Like why?
Yeah.
Why?
Kind of like what Tim just said. Like just like what Tim just said. Like with aggressively, he belongs in the 80s, but he's not an accurate shooter. And in the 80s, you had what people don't think about a lot of times in the 80s. Like if you weren't shooting like 45 to 50% field goal wise, you weren't going to make it in the league.
No, I agree. So I agree with you guys. I don't think Westbrook, but if I have to do my 5, I do take AD out of that equation, and I put somebody like
Clay.
Man, yeah, I put Clay in there. But if I wanted to stick with the forward position, let's think about forwards. If we want to stick in the forward position, who do we put? Who can survive in that era? I mean, how far are we going back? Because I think Kevin Garnett could easily survive in there. Easily.
Yeah, Garnett, Duncan.
Well, I think they're talking about guys that are playing right now. That's
what guys is playing right now? Forwards? Who?
Okay.
What forward? Dang. Dang.
Not a forward, but maybe Joel Embiid could hang.
Nah, man, he gonna go back to that 3-point line. They're gonna laugh at him. Jordan gonna treat him like Scott Burrell.
No, I agree with Kawhi. I agree with Kawhi.
So Jezzy gave us his 5.
Oh yeah, Kawhi.
He said LeBron, Westbrook, Clay, Kawhi, Dame Lillard. I think Dame Lillard could definitely make it back then, man.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, he can.
I agree. I like Garnett most definitely. No, Jezzy. I like your 5. I mean, I'm taking Westbrook out of that equation.
Yeah, take Westbrook out, but I like Kawhi. I like Damian, Clay, LeBron, and who else? Oh, and Greek Freak. He would pose problems. I mean,
I gotta see Greek Freak continue. I gotta see him continue, man. Like I feel like, you know how to,
again, in the 80s though, there were some players who weren't great shooters, but really could just get to the cup. And he's rising above everybody when he gets to the cup.
But okay, this is the reason why I say I'm not sold on a Greek Freak. Just hear me out.
Okay.
The other day when we was on this live, somebody made the comment that Dennis Rodman basically did a very good job against Shaquille O'Neal, guarding him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Last year, Kawhi Leonard did a very good job against the Greek Freak. Okay. In this era, this game of basketball. I feel like you put the Greek Freak back then when you had point guards that would literally pick you up full court and be all up in your face the whole time. I think that poses problems for the Greek Freak. I got to see him develop a lot more because right before the season ended right now, everybody saying what they were saying about the Greek Freak, and as soon as people keyed in on him, the last 3 games before the season went over with, he was trash. I just feel like that if back then teams really keyed in on superstar players, and I don't see the Greek Freak being that person. I've never seen him elevate when teams key in on him, especially in playoff series. That's just my opinion on the Greek Freak. I could be so wrong, but I mean, I don't see it.
Make a good point.
Okay, Chris Paul, Westbrook, Hater. Hey, CP3 could definitely make it back then.
He could play. Yeah, he could play.
Hey, he dirty. He tripped people. Hey, so everybody on the live, Greg has spoken his 5. It's gonna be LeBron, Dylan, and Dylan.
What he said?
He said, okay, Bron, KD, Curry, Tatum, and Wade. I like Tatum.
Okay.
I like
Tatum.
Me and Greg don't agree often, but I like that Tatum pick.
I like that Tatum pick.
He's got an old school, old spirit 80 game. I like it.
Bro, what if the Lakers would have grabbed Tatum instead of Ball?
Oh my gosh, they would have won the championship.
Oh my gosh, man. Dylan. Hey, Greg, we're gonna change your name to Dylan. Every time you come in, everybody in the chat, when we see Greg, we gotta change him to Dylan. My dog, Greg. We gotta have Greg on the chat, man. I'm sorry, man. We gotta bring him in, man. Hey, Greg, next week, only on one stipulation. We're gonna let you on the live for like 2 or 3 minutes to speak your piece about LeBron, because to be honest with you, Chuck ain't no LeBron statistical analyst. That ain't it. But if you change your name to Dylan Boykin, we're gonna have you on the live. There are no big men in this era that can last except Steven Adams and McGee. Yeah, because they just sitting there, because they can take a hit and they'll knock you out. Hey, he kind of got a point, man. Because they ain't gotta do much. They can transition into that era and play that role, rebound, knock you down, and catch and dunk the basketball like traditional big man back then. You needed dude back in the day. You needed a big man like them. Now they're just tree logs out here, man.
Hey, you know what? Hold on. I got one more. I got one more that I think nobody's mentioned that could play back then.
Who?
Joel Embiid.
Okay.
No, Chuck mentioned him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. Turn me down.
Yeah, I take that down. Why Joel Embiid? Come on, no, man.
Well,
explain yourselves.
Oh, go ahead, Chuck. I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay. I was gonna say Joel Embiid just because he's still kind of a traditional big man. He can play in the paint if he needs to. But I tell you one more player that I just thought about, and I really think this guy could play in that era. Jimmy Butler. I mean, that guy, he can play both ways if need be.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And he's playing so well defensively when it's hard to play defense nowadays with the refs.
So let me ask you guys this. When you say point guards, could Kyrie?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Not the same level.
Anybody that's going to be doing all that dribbling, so you got your Kyries and your Hardens, that doesn't fit in that generation of basketball.
What about Clay? I mean, what about not Clay? What about Steph? Steph.
I don't think Steph does as much dribbling, right? So Steph is doing a little bit of dribbling to get to ultimately to a quick shot, right? Like he's not eating up 22 seconds of shot clock like James Harden and and then Kyrie is going to eat up all 24 seconds by himself to get in 1,000 dribbles to try to get to the cup. So it doesn't work because they're going to foul you and make you start giving that ball up quickly. You're not going to just eat up the clock.
Yeah. So
I feel like.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Oh, I was gonna say, I feel like with Steph Curry, like when he tries to run around and get to that 3-point shot, somebody like the Detroit Pistons are gonna shove him to the stands.
Dude, I feel like Isaiah Thomas would destroy. Gary Payton would be like that. Like, I don't know. I feel like teams back. I feel like teams back then. If you come down half court and you shoot a long 3-pointer, like somebody like Steph Curry or Trey Young, not Trey Young. Trey Young. They come back. They shoot those threes. They hit one. They're gonna pick you up as soon as you come on the court. Like as soon as the ball is in play. Like those defensive players are gonna pick you up. These defensive players now, they let you hit, they let you continue to shoot deep and don't pick you up, and they won't fight through no screens, bro.
I don't understand not fight through screens. We've had this conversation, Jeremy.
Yeah. I don't understand how, like, I watch LeBron go. I watch somebody like Dellavedova set a screen for LeBron, and and Steph Curry ends up guarding him. Like. That's like the go-to play. Like
I don't understand, and they don't switch.
Kyrie is too sensitive, emotionally unstable to play
exactly. Smoov, yes, Smoov.
Steph would be a role player. Wow,
no.
Wow, Jezzy, elaborate, my dog. Steph would have come off picks like Miller.
Absolutely.
Hey, Joe, the guy that pretty much knows Mike MJ. Man, thank you for tuning in, my guy, man. Welcome, dude. Chime in, Joe. We are talking. I keep saying we're gonna get off, but I'm loving you guys right now. Tell us your top 5 players from this generation, from right now that's in the NBA that could play in the MJ era. Your top 5 players. Doesn't have to be all positions. Hey, just let us know. We got some good ones. So let me ask you guys this. I'm thinking about the players in the league. I'm thinking about the point guards. Kemba Walker. How would Kemba Walker do?
You know, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, he's very little. He's kind of like I don't know. Kemba is kind of like a
I knew that was gonna pick y'all brain, boy, yeah.
And I don't mean this in a bad way. I really don't mean this in a bad way. But he's kind of like a poor man's Isaiah, right? And what I mean by that is I don't think he's as tough as Isaiah Thomas, the original Isaiah Thomas show. We're not talking about the little mouse from Boston. Okay.
A mouse. But I used to always take the ball. The ball just looked so much bigger than him when he used to come and dribble. I'm like, man,
I agree, man. I agree. Hey, I don't know. I don't know about the Kemba one. I'm not sure.
Hey, that man, Isaiah Thomas looked like this. Hold on, let me show y'all what that man looked like. When he used to come down the court dribbling the ball, that man looked like this. He looked like a Funko, man. I'm like, man, this guy, he's so tiny, bro. And then he started having little man syndrome after later. Let's see. Some people say, I believe Trae Young could survive. Really?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I put him just like Steph Curry. No.
Kemba comes off bench at best in the 80s. Huh.
I can agree to that. I see, because to me, he's not going to start. And so if he's a poor man's Isaiah, he's got to be coming off the bench. I agree, Greg. We on it tonight, Greg. Well,
so you guys, Kemba would be on the bench until the last 2 minutes. Isaiah Thomas was an assassin. He is from Chicago. Okay, yeah. Dude, this guy's a Chicago vet, boy. Don't nobody say nothing about no shot time.
Hey,
bro.
let me say something to Jezzy, though. The reason why I don't agree with the Trae Young thing and why I do think he's Steph is different than the Trae Young is because look at when Ariza checked Trae Young for the nutmeg, right? Ariza said, hey, I'm not from this new school. You ain't gonna do that on me. And I think that just kind of took Trae out of his game a little bit. Like, well, we don't really play like this nowadays. So where is this coming from? I don't know that I think Trae's light-skinnedness would affect him back in the day.
So I wanted to go back to what JR said, and I 100% agree with this. I think he could survive in that era. I don't care what you guys say. What about the Joker as a forward?
The Joker
from Denver. I can't say his name.
What's his name?
Oh, I know you're talking
Nikolai
about.
Jokic.
That's what I said. Nikolai
Jokic.
Yeah, he could survive.
He could survive. Fundamental.
Survive.
Yeah. You want to know?
He would be on the Celtics team. He'd be on the Celtics team.
Yeah.
And he can shoot, and he's huge. Yeah.
Hey, you want to know somebody else?
Who?
Hold on. Let me get these comments. Isaiah Thomas is a such. Okay. Trey just needs to bulk up. Steph is a killer that learned his shooting from Steve Kerr.
Well, he really learned his shooting from his daddy,
Dale Curry.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's what I think about him. Like he'll be a role player, not the same player.
Like a Paxton and a Paxton and a what you call it? A Kerr. You put Steph Curry as that? Chuck.
Yeah, like just like his dad, like a Dale Curry, like somebody.
Like Dale Curry. Okay, gotcha. All right, so you want to know?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to know? Who can survive?
Who?
Plays for the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh yeah. Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic. He can survive. Hey, that man can survive. Okay, let's see. Greg.
Hey, I have one for you guys that I don't think anybody's thinking about. Tell me what y'all think about this guy.
Hey, hold on 1 second. 1 second before you say it, let me read this comment. What separates players from 80s, 90s is defense. Who's going to real get down and play defense from active players today? Good question. Hey, we'll address that in a second. Go ahead, Tim.
What do y'all think about Devin Booker?
Yes.
I think his game translates well back to them.
The reason why I say yes, I see Devin Booker surviving there is because I've watched this man, because at first I didn't watch Devin Booker, but then I got being into shoes, I start seeing he start wearing a lot of Kobe's, and I'm starting watching now, and I'm like he's spending time with Kobe. I'm watching this guy's offensive footwork. Every year it's getting better. His post moves are getting better. He's getting stronger. He's finishing at the rim. And I'm like, this dude work ethic. I feel like work ethic means a lot to survive in that era. So the players I'm mentioning, I feel like they have great work ethic. So in order to survive in there, even if we're saying these players are bench players, is their work ethic enough to get them to be a starter in that era? And I feel like, to be honest with you, I feel like Steph Curry's work ethic could get him to be a starter in that era, because if we look at Reggie Miller coming off screens with shooting, all he needs to do is be on a Pacers team that can free him up a little bit. He can put the ball in the basket. He don't need that much time. He can do it. Can James Harden last in that era? Can James Harden last? It seems like he can finish at the rim and with contact easily. Can he last? Why not?
Well, why can't he last? One is because back in the 80s, that's a travel.
I was waiting on you to say it.
It's a travel every time. It's a travel.
Trae Young looked like a moon Africa. Hey, he does, man. That man hair, boy. Luka would survive as a Knick. I could see him on the Knicks. I could definitely see him on the Knicks.
I don't really see James as he's not really a tough guy to me. You know what I mean? Like
But was everybody back then tough though? Like
no, I'm not saying everybody was tough. But if you're gonna be the standout or the star or either the one or the two on a team, then you got to be able to take those bumps. And I just don't see James taking those bumps. I think when James takes a lot of bumps, it gets him out of his rhythm of his game.
So question. Draymond Green.
Good point.
Draymond Green.
What about him?
How would he perform in that era?
I think Draymond fits.
Think he fits?
Yeah. I think Draymond would be someone of significance in that era too, because you did not have any point forwards. No.
Chuck, what you think?
Yeah, I think he would survive. I think he would survive too. He's just a tough-minded guy. Like I compare him. He's like the modern day Dennis Rodman who could pass the ball at times. Like he could do all the dirty work. Maybe his jump shot would be a little worse in the 80s, but I just feel like he would still be able to play pretty good in the 80s.
I agree, but you know we're talking. Jezzy said, to be honest, in the 2019 Raptors gave me the old school ballers fundamentals, very defensive heavy. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, I just want to talk. I want to touch on that Kawhi Leonard being in that era. I feel like Kawhi. Honestly, this is my opinion. You know, I'm entitled to that because it's my life. I feel like in that era, Kawhi would be considered better than LeBron, in my opinion. In that era, I feel like Kawhi.
Okay.
I would love to see LeBron get knocked around a little bit. That whole dribbling back, rubbing the jersey to set up a play. I feel like players would be all in him before he could do that. The whole not developing the turnaround game until later in his career and stuff. I feel like the way that Kawhi plays the game, footwork wise, just knowing the game. I just feel like Kawhi. I feel like LeBron would be a better facilitator to get his team involved, but that guy that would consistently put up buckets every single night would be Kawhi. I don't think LeBron points would be nearly as high as they are nowadays. That's just my opinion. Not knocking LeBron, not knocking him at all. I'm just saying from the offensive standpoint, I don't think he get the accolades that he have.
So I will agree with you, Jeremy. And what I would say is if for everybody that puts LeBron as a part, that he could play in that era. I'm not saying that he couldn't. I think LeBron would be forced to be much more of a point guard than what he is now. So I would see LeBron with what is his average right now? 28 points a game, 26, something like that, right? I would see him more around like 18 with a lot more assists.
I would say 20. That 20 points a game. Probably 23, man. I mean, I think he still I think he still will be able to put the ball in the basket. Well, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna change something. If he could hit free throws, then I would give him 23 points a night. But this man shoots 70-something% from the free.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine if LeBron
18, right? 18. He's 18. He's 18 and 13. 18 and 13 assists a game.
LeBron is a real life freight train. LeBron, you right, dude. For so many years, I looked at LeBron and I'm like, man, I just feel like how you look at somebody and say that they're working off of just sheer athletic talent and ability. I looked at LeBron, I'm like, that's what he did. I just felt like if LeBron would just work on the areas of his game every year that he needs to get better on, free throws, post game, sooner. Instead of every year knowing that I'm a freight train, I can do this, I can do that, I can pass the ball, my IQ can carry me. I feel like LeBron just would have been so much better, man. And that's scary to say that, but I truly believe that. And everybody say I'm hating. You hating on LeBron. You hating on LeBron. No, I'm just saying, bro, you can just tell that his work, I feel like his work ethic wasn't like that of a Jordan or Kobe's. It just wasn't there. LeBron would be Magic Johnson type player in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But going back to your LeBron argument, I think, because like LeBron, he focuses too much on building his brand outside of playing basketball. And that's to me, that's the ultimate thing that separated Jordan and Kobe from LeBron was that work ethic to try to be the best out there.
So who puts up better numbers in the 80s, 90s? Is it LeBron or Magic?
Overall numbers?
Yeah, like let's say both come into the league same time. Who puts up better numbers? LeBron or Magic?
I think it's a mirror image. I think it's a mirror image on points I'm gonna give the assist edge to Magic. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I still think Magic's a better passer. Listen, I mean, Magic was giving you 7 rebounds a game. He was averaging 7 rebounds a game. And 2 steals a game. So maybe they're even in the steal department. Yeah. I see them as almost a mirror image. And he was going to give you, he gave you 19 and a half points. That was his average over his career.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and a lot of these stats right now are like, to me, I feel like it's a lot easier to get points in this era. A lot more free throws being taken, a lot more 3-pointers being shot. And, back then they didn't take that many threes unless you was like Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, people like that. But they just didn't shoot that many. LeBron went to Hoops Academy in Chicago in his sophomore year, and Jordan laughed at him because he used to lose the ball a lot and showed off in front of Jordan in early 2000s. True story. Bruh, every MJ story. I absolutely adore you, my dude. I'm going very close in stats overall. Oh, that's to the LeBron and Magic. No, I definitely agree. Well, man. All right, fam. We still got people in here, but we've been on here for 1 hour and 35 minutes, man, and I've enjoyed every last TikTok, baby. So make sure you guys liked everything. Make sure you guys, as we get off, share this stream. Let everybody know what we're talking about. Monday. DM me at Kicknology on IG. It's going to be a lit conversation. Set y'all reminders, 9 p.m. I'll go ahead and set everything up. Put the link up so you guys can go ahead and be in the waiting room for it so you can get your reminder for it. Make sure you guys do that. Share it. Appreciate you guys. Tim, Chuck, this was last minute, and I appreciate it. For real. Yes, sir. Yeah, anything y'all want to say before we get off here, man? Anything y'all want to say to Dylan Boykins?
Hey, I just want to say to everybody in the comments, make sure y'all come ready and prepared on Monday. We ain't playing no games on Monday. Y'all better do your research. There you go. Chuck, any last words, my dude?
Nothing other than next Monday is gonna be legendary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Chuck, you gonna be prepared for the LeBron defending? You gotta be there. Hey, you know what? Holler at Biz Lawyer. Hold on. Get her information because you might need her to represent you because we about to body you, bro. Like, we about to body you. Hey, you gonna need, for real. You know what? Hey, I'm gonna throw an audible. We all need lifelines. So Chuck, whoever's gonna be coming, if you say you need a lifeline, I'm gonna let them chime in and get on here and help you out for the LeBron statement.
No, Chuck, you need to go holler at Mahone. You need to go holler at Mahone. You need to get with Greg Boykin before with Dylan. Get with GB because next week it's gonna be crazy.
Yes, sir. All right, Jeezy. Hey, great comments, man. We appreciate you, bro. Make sure you tune in. Oh man, Jay, watch TV. Listen, you still can watch it even though we about to get off Monday, my bro. Monday. Make sure you tune in Monday. We're gonna be doing the LeBron, Kobe, MJ debate, man. It's gonna be lit. We're gonna have some lifelines in here, cause some of us might need them, baby. But Smoov 23, can't wait for Monday. And, are y'all wearing your Kobe, MJ, and LeBron jerseys? Chuck, do you have a LeBron jersey? He froze.
I got a Lakers LeBron jersey.
You do?
Okay.
There we go. Hey,
I do.
Hey, I'm gonna have on every single one of my Kobe's jerseys. Every single one of them. I'm wearing all 9 of them just to wear them. I might not even wear no draws. Hey, but anyway,
man, we gotta go. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna head out.
Keep it going. LeBron 17 years in the NBA, Jordan 35 years. All right, fellas. Hey, Chuck, we appreciate y'all. We about to sign off here. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, check out my videos. Make sure you guys share the link. Stay tuned for the link for next Monday's live, man. tag it, turn on the notification bell, and share it. You guys could come prepared. DM me. All the YouTubers I said, DM me if you guys are trying to be, participating, all that good stuff, man. We love you guys. We appreciate it. We gone.